Okay, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? Hello, hello, and welcome. What's up? Ooh. It's the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend. Are you excited for the weekend? Hopefully you are. Phil here live on the stream. My first of 2 gameplay streams for today. Hope you're pumped. Hope you're revved up and ready to go. I am. All Battlefront 2 again today, just to clear the air for those wondering. It's going to be all Battlefront 2 today. All right. And if you're wondering, what's going on, what's the plan for today, we're about to run it down for you, right? So first off, my first gameplay session for today on stream right now will be more multiplayer. I played some multiplayer on the launch of this, which was Thursday night, and then I played more multiplayer last night for about 2 hours. And what I can tell you is this: the Galactic Assault mode, the mode that's supposed to be the key mark mode for the game, 20 on 20, is very chaotic to the point where it's hard to even say, oh, is it great or is it bad? It's just so chaotic because the maps allow you to basically, kind of flank everyone. It's death, 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 constant death. And of course, that was my first gameplay session of the game as well. So I wasn't doing very well because I wasn't, I hadn't gotten into the game. Let's put it that way. I hadn't gotten a big chunk into the game yet or really got enough gameplay under my belt to even really know what I was doing. All right. Then yesterday I played the campaign for about 3.5 hours. And I'm almost done with it. I've only got 4 missions left to complete the campaign of Battlefront 2. So that's going to be quick. I mean, the missions take about, at tops, maybe 20 minutes each. A lot of them are even shorter than that. So it looks like that's going to be an easy way to wrap that up later tonight. Honestly, the campaign is kind of hit or miss. There's some stages that are pretty good. There are some stages that are pretty bad. And there's some stages that are just laughably silly. Like, you're Luke Skywalker, and what do they have you doing? Slaughtering bugs for 10 minutes. And that's not even an exaggeration. You have to slaughter them for like 10 minutes. Because there's a timer countdown and you have to defend a guy for a certain amount of time. It's just really silly. It's like, if you were Luke, if you were Luke Skywalker, what would you want to do? I would want to fucking, slaughter these little insects. That's what I've always imagined doing if I could be a Jedi. Seriously. So there's just silly stuff like that kind of makes the campaign like, what the hell were they thinking? So then last night, I played more multiplayer, and basically I played all the modes that weren't the Galactic Assault mode and weren't the vehicle mode, because I had already played a lot of vehicle gameplay during the campaign. There's actually a lot of that mixed into the single-player campaign. And boy, let me tell you, out of the other 3 game modes, multiplayer game modes that there are, Heroes versus Villains is completely unplayable. You can't find a match. When you finally do find a match, the villains always dominate the heroes. And then I found out a horrendous gameplay design failure, basically, on the part of DICE. If one entire team rage quits, the game never ends. So you don't get a win, you don't get credit, you get nothing. You just sit there in a game with one team and no one to kill. It's a joke. In 2017, for DICE, a major game developer who works on multiplayer games, to not know that if one enemy team quits, rage quits, the game should end, it's absolutely insane. That's just like complete laziness on the part of DICE. So I was like so taken aback by how bad that game mode was. And then I played the strike mode, which is supposed to be fast-paced 8-on-8 gameplay, objective-based, and it was terrible. The maps were absolutely awful. It was very one-sided. It basically wasn't a very good mode at all. I hated Strike. I thought it was terrible. Then I switched to Blast mode, and Blast mode is basically classic team deathmatch, 10-on-10 team deathmatch. Okay? I really liked the Blast mode. Now, the bottom line is, the problem with the Blast mode is that you can't be the heroes. You can summon, for example, the Wookiee. If you get enough points accumulated, you could be a Wookiee. You could be the Blast Trooper if you're on the Empire side. So you can still be the more powerful, versions of characters, but you can't be the heroes in this game. It's just basically 10 on 10. There's no vehicles, by the way. You can't summon vehicles or do anything like that in that mode. It's just really more hardcore throwback team deathmatch style gameplay. Okay. So, that's kind of been my experience with the multiplayer so far. It seems like Galactic Assault is just super chaotic. And 2 other game modes are terrible, and 1 game mode is good. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go back to Galactic Assault. Keep in mind, I've only seen like 4 of the Galactic Assault maps. For whatever reason, when I played on Thursday night, launch night, I could only get like 2 of the maps to load for whatever reason. I couldn't get any more maps in a rotation. And I would definitely like to see more. People are saying there's 11 maps total. Well, I want to see them, right? I want to play them and experience them. I want to mess maybe with the vehicles more. So that's going to be my main focus. And then I may do more vehicle battles and Blast as well on today's stream. It depends on how it goes, okay? Now, the good thing is I've actually been getting better at the game. If you guys were here last night, you would have noticed I did pretty good near the end. I was getting some crazy kill streaks. At one point, I had this one really good match as the Empire, where I was actually able to circle behind all the enemies that were basically kind of camping out and sniping. And I was able to shotgun them all from the back and kill them all. And then I became the super-powered, I forget what he was called. I don't know. It's not a stormtrooper. It's something else. Like a dark trooper or something. I don't know. And I was kicking major ass. I had like an 11 kill streak at one point. It was really going well, and I was really enjoying myself. So there is potential to really, do well in the game and like the game. It's just that you got to kind of stick in there and put up with some of the foibles of the game. I've also noticed that the Wookiee, all right, is insanely, ridiculously good. Like, he's good from close range because he's got basically a shotgun bowcaster ability. He's good from far range because he's got a sniper bowcaster ability. So imagine someone who's good from every range. That's basically the Wookiee. He's insanely good. So that was pretty crazy that I found out how good he was. I was like, Jesus Christ, why'd they make him so good? Honestly, he may be better than the heroes. I mean, he doesn't have as much health as the heroes, but he's just so ridiculously good from any range. To me, it's like astonishing that they made this character so overpowered, right? So, I had a lot of fun, last night playing the game after I finally found a mode, Blast mode, that was actually pretty decent, team deathmatch. So we'll see how today goes, folks. We will see how today goes together. We'll be playing for about 3.5 hours of gameplay here on the stream, multiplayer gameplay of Battlefront II. And then tonight, I'll be finishing up the campaign. As I said, I only have about 4 missions left. So I don't foresee tonight's, session, not being long enough. I mean, especially because, like I said, the missions are only about 20 minutes long each. I'm fairly sure I'm going to be wrapping up the campaign tonight, no issue. And then tomorrow's kind of up in the air. The way I leave it is this. I think it's going to depend on how well things go today with the multiplayer. All right? If things go well with multiplayer and we're having fun and people are enjoying the stream, then maybe I'll do one more kind of last hurrah session tomorrow to basically say, all right, Battlefront 2 coverage is complete. Let's do one more multiplayer session. All right? If I'm playing today and people aren't really enjoying the stream and I'm not enjoying myself in the game or whatever, for whatever reason, we'll see. Then tomorrow I'll do something different. Maybe I'll go back to Assassin's Creed. Maybe I'll go back to Mario. I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, I've only played the game. This is only day 2 of me playing the game. And I bought the whole game. And even though, yes, let's face it, once I play the campaign, pretty much all that's left is multiplayer. And if I play Galactic Assault all day today and I see all the maps, that's really almost the extent of the entire game. It is what it is. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. All right. Let's see how it goes today. Play it by ear. And that'll help determine what we're going to be doing tomorrow. All right. No matter what, starting Monday, we're going back to the rotation of all the games that I've been playing. So that's Assassin's Creed Origins, Super Mario Odyssey, and Need for Speed Payback. And so this week, you're going to see those games alternated on my gameplay streams all week. Thursday is a little different because Thursday is a holiday here in the United States. It's Thanksgiving. And so Thursday, I'm going to be doing a podcast, a Hate Live podcast. Special podcast, a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to be basically doing mini reviews of every single game that I played since the crazy busy gaming season started in the middle of August, basically. So that's going to be a big segment on the show. I'll be doing a segment talking about Thanksgiving and traditions and, all that kind of stuff. I'll be talking with you interactively. There'll be a segment on current events where I'll be talking about things such as movies, gaming news, all the things going on in the news in the world right now, scandals, everything that's happening. I haven't really had a lot of time to comment on a lot of this stuff because I've been so busy gaming, right? So, that's the deal, folks. That's what what the week will basically entail. And then after that, during the weekend, more gameplay streams, basically. Again, continuing with these 3 major games that I'm trying to get through. And then what I might do is next weekend, okay, maybe what I'll start doing is multiplayer sessions 1 day a week. Because right now I've got 2 major multiplayer games. I've got Call of Duty World War II and I've got Star Wars Battlefront II, right? So maybe what I'll start doing is next weekend, I'll do a major session of one or the other, if not both. Maybe I'll have a multiplayer day where I do, on Saturday, Call of Duty World War II to start, and then Battlefront 2 at night or something like that, a full day of multiplayer. Because I think that'll bring back the salt. People will be saying, when are you going to bring back the salty Sundays? And I'm like, well, honestly, fighting games, there's nothing to play right now. I'm not going to go back to Injustice or Tekken. I hate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm not going to play that fucking piece of shit again. And apparently no one's playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 anymore. They all dropped the game when I stopped playing it. So there's really nothing to play. There's no multiplayer games in regards of fighting games to play right now to do Salty Sundays. So maybe once a week I could do a multiplayer only day with these shooter games, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, but we'll see. Let's see how the week goes as well. Keep in mind, once I start wrapping up the games that I've been playing, these ongoing playthroughs, then I'm going to get to stuff that I haven't played. For example, Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds has been waiting now several weeks. Haven't played it. I do want to play it eventually, but I need to get to it, right? All these episodic games that I never got to. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 4 and 5, Life is Strange, actually it's Before the Storm Episode 2, and also there was another Batman episode that I never played. So there's a ton of these episodic games I never played, right? And then, I've got other stuff to get back to, too. I've still got to get back to Yakuza Kiwami. There's also this other game that came out called Hidden Agenda. Apparently, it's from the makers of Until Dawn, and people are saying it's a really short game, but it's an entertaining one. And they think that it would really lend itself well to my style of gameplay and commentary. And I didn't even hear about it until it was out, and people were like, "Oh, Phil, did you hear about this game? Are you going to play it?" I'm like, what? The hell is Hidden Agenda? I never heard of it before. It came out in the midst of all these huge AAA releases. Obviously I didn't have any time to check that out. So I'd definitely be interested in checking that out at some point too. So we've got all this stuff going on right now, all right? And keep in mind, like I've already announced, in early December I'll be taking some time off. Probably on, let's see here. Probably between the 5th and 6th of December. One of those days I'm going to be taking off, and it's going to be a few days off, there until into the next week. And then that next week is when all the major stuff comes out in December. That's when I'll be coming back, including the 2 DLCs for Resident Evil 7, Okami HD, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is going to be releasing on Xbox One. So there's a lot to come back to once I come back from my time off then. I'm pretty excited for it, okay? So, all that plus, another thing, folks. L.A. Noire was just re-released for modern consoles. Modernized graphics and everything. That's kind of a back burner thing. I mean, I've already played the game. So, in that regard, am I dying to go back and play L.A. Noire? No. I would like to replay it. I mean, I obviously don't even really remember much about it. Being that I only played it once, and that was years and years and years ago, and it was new. But, I would like to eventually maybe play that with the modernized graphics and everything. All right. So there's a lot coming up between now and the end of the year. It's going to be a pretty hectic, lots of new gameplay, lots of new stuff. Keep in mind also, once we get to Christmas, we got all my Christmas events coming up. And then after that, we've got my year-end stuff, including my worst games ever, well, worst games of the year countdown and my Game of the Year awards that I'll be working on. So, we've got a big shit ton of stuff coming up, folks. A shit ton. There's also potential that some DLCs will be coming out by the end of the year, including supposedly the first South Park: The Fractured But Whole story-based DLC is supposed to be coming out before the end of 2018 or 2017. So, I guess we'll find out, right? Ooh. All right. So there you go. I roughly went through the schedule for the rest of the year for you. All right, folks. So what else is going on? Not too much. Not too much. You know, I've been super busy. It's the only thing that I'm a little peeved about is YouTube pissing me off because, you know, as usual, YouTube with their demonetization bullshit and everything. The good news is I haven't had many videos demonetized in the past week, but the bad news is YouTube is claiming that revenue is like way down, and I'm like, my views aren't way down, right? So how is revenue way down? And that's what pisses me off about YouTube, is that they can do whatever the fuck they want. Now, how do I prove that they're wrong? I can't, because I'm a slave to their bullshit analytics data. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. So I'm not going to go on a huge rant about YouTube. I'm just saying, like, behind the scenes, they're pissing me off because here I am covering all the new releases, having fun. You guys are here on stream having fun every day, right? But now they're going to try to tell me behind the scenes that, you know, oh, things are down again. Get the fuck out of here. It's not. It's bullshit. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Right now, it's funny because every video I click on, I get ads, right? There's ads all over YouTube. It's not like in the middle of the year when it was like famine and you couldn't get ads on anything. It's the complete polar opposite. So, I don't know. You tell me. Fucking bullshit. But I will say this. Thank you to everyone who has been attending the streams and participating and everything. You know, honestly, again, I've said this a million times this year. I'll say it again. It's really because of the streams that I'm still here. If it weren't for you guys supporting me on live streams, I would not still be here. It's that simple. It's really the streaming with Twitch that kind of, you know, kept my ass afloat. Because YouTube has fallen the fuck apart this past year. And, you know, for me, the funny thing is, for me, it's not even as bad as it is for a lot of other people. A lot of other people, they can't even do it anymore for a living because the ad revenue has gone down so much, you know, 50, 60, 70%. They can't even pay their bills. So they've had to go out and seek other things to do for employment, which is bullshit. You know, it's YouTube's fault, yet the people who have been making the creative content for years are the people who suffer. For me, it hasn't been that bad. I saw about a 50% dip in YouTube revenues this year because I diversify myself. You see how many videos I have, right? Oh my God, excuse me. You see how many videos I have on YouTube. So even though YouTube is demonetizing a bunch of my videos, overall, I have such a body of work on YouTube that it's not overall plummeting my profit margins. You know what I mean? I mean, even if they flagged 100 videos a day, I have over 40,000 gameplay videos on YouTube. See what I mean? And as long as I continue to put out the new videos daily, and those don't get constantly demonetized, it kind of compensates. So, even though I saw a massive dip in YouTube income this year, it wasn't as bad as what a lot of other people suffered. However, you know, it's still bad enough that I had to completely change my gameplay formula and everything in order to stay afloat. So, all right. So, everyone, thank you for being here. Let's get to the subject at hand. First of all, let's get through some plugs. Let's do some shout-outs, because I see a lot of people are participating here with cheers and subs and tips, and I want to give you guys shout-outs. So let's get to it. First of all, Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everyone who's pledged to my Patreon. I appreciate it. We've pretty much soft hit the goal for the month of November. What that means is that we're pretty much going to be able to almost guarantee that I'm doing the holiday marathon this year. All right, these upcoming holiday gameplay marathon. The only way that we would not hit the funding goal for this month is if a bunch of people who have ongoing pledges to my Patreon, for whatever reason, they don't clear on the 1st of December, which, honestly, in the past few months hasn't been a big issue. Usually, if there are some people who don't clear, it ends up being like 20, 30, 40 bucks tops, which shouldn't affect it, okay? It shouldn't negatively affect it. I am you know, I'm a little apprehensive because I don't want to tell you guys we're 100% guaranteed on doing the event and then $200 of pledges get declined. You know what I mean? Because there is potential that could happen, but at the same time, I don't foresee it happening. Okay. So we'll see what happens. I hope that everything goes well. If you want to get in on this monthly event, if you want to be able to nominate and vote on Christmas-themed video games that I'll be playing in a marathon setting, okay, please, check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil, and you can do that. You'll get in on that if you pledge $5 or more. Now, keep in mind, if you pledge, you're helping us solidify the goal for the month, all right? The more people who pledge, the better, because the more you pledge, the more people who pledge, we're basically going over the goal, and it would guarantee that we're going to be doing this event, all right? And keep in mind, your pledges aren't just about doing the holiday marathon, which I'm very excited to be doing. I'm going to be dressing up. I've actually already, I started making a list of the things I'm going to be doing during my time off in early December. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is looking for holiday-themed, like, liquor, like eggnog or something else, Or I'm also going to be looking for bad Christmas sweaters. And I'm going to get 1 or 2 of them to wear during the marathon, I think. Which should be pretty funny, right? So, yes, ladies and gents, I'm excited for this marathon. If you want to get in on it, pledge. Keep in mind, you could pledge different levels to get different perks as well. It's not just about that monthly goal. Check it all out. The details are available at patreon.com/darksidephil. There's also my Teespring shop with a new line of product that I just launched about a week ago. All right. Actually, I take that back. At this point, it was about 2 weeks ago. And it's great stuff. For the past 2 days, I've been wearing a sweatshirt. One of the sweatshirts from the new line of product. Okay. And I love it. I love the sweatshirt. The sweatshirt is really comfortable. And the design looks good. So rest assured, if you get a sweatshirt, it's good stuff. But there's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, all kinds of stuff on my Teespring shop. And anything that you may buy from there, I get a good commission from. So please check that out as well. And just a forewarning, if you are planning on maybe getting something from the Teespring shop as a gift for someone for Christmas, you'll need to order at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. This stuff is all made to order. All right? It's made to order. It's not, for example, sitting in a warehouse already pre-made, ready to ship. It takes them about a week to print and then about a week to ship. So you're going to want to get it early, order it 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas if you want to get it in time as a gift. All right? Just throwing that out there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you were here live on the stream and you're enjoying everything that's going on and you want to see the stream keep going every day in the way that it does, and you like the on-demand videos on YouTube, you support everything, there's many ways you could support. Like I said already, you got Patreon and Teespring. But obviously, if you cheer, sub, or tip during the course of the stream, I'm appreciative, and I will also give you a verbal shout-out for any cheer, sub, or tip that does take place during the course of today's stream. Keep in mind, it is at my discretion. If I get trolling cheers or whatever, I don't have to read them. But I am appreciative for every cheer, sub, and tip that I get. Again, it's the reason why I'm still here, right? If you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip $2 or more, you'll get an on-screen pop-up notification. These notifications were designed by viewer and moderator Kekken. Cool dancing stuff. You got Palpatine, Vader, and Boba Fett dancing, which is pretty cool, for any of those actions. So, pretty nice, and let's go ahead and let's get started with the shout-outs for those who've been participating. First off, overnight, we had some people who were doing some awesome stuff. We had Carlos K, who did a 400-bit cheer. We had Game Master 2003 is Dead, who did a 50-bit cheer, a 25-bit cheer, a 25-bit cheer, and a 15-bit cheer. So thank you for that. And Guitar Player 1939 did a $5 tip, and he says, I went shopping on Black Friday last year, and it was so crazy that I will never do it again. Yeah, I don't blame you. Shopping on Black Friday is not a pleasant experience 90% of the time. Let's put it that way. People are out and they're crazy, and greed goes a long way, folks. Oh, boy. People will completely throw away safety and rationality and logic in order to try to get a fucking TV they can't afford. It's pretty wild. That's why there's so many good deals now online, because People don't even want to leave their houses anymore for this shit. Seriously. It's gotten crazy. All right, so thank you to everyone who did those overnight cheers and tips. I am appreciative of that. Thank you very much. Shout out to Monique the Third, who started today's stream with a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Monique, for that. Z Slasher, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Z Slasher, for the sub. I appreciate that. Game Master 2003 is dead, did another 10-bit cheer. And he says, how's life, Phil? Life is all right. You know, been playing Battlefront 2. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's also not terrible. However, I had the same opinion of Battlefront 1 until after I played it for about 2 to 3 days, and then I got incredibly bored with it. So we'll see what happens today, right? Like I said, we'll see. Today's stream will determine if I play this game one more time tomorrow or if I just put it to rest and I go back to other stuff. Okay? We'll see how many Wookiee cookies I can deliver today and how much fun I have doing it. Game Master 2003 did another 25-bit cheer. Thank you, Game Master. Golden Colts, give me a $2 tip. He says, good day to you, sir. Well, good day to you, Golden Colts. How are you, sir? Hopefully you're doing well. Shout out to Darth Radovan Viking, who did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, glad you're able to diversify, Phil. It's not good at being dependent on communist organizations like Google to keep you afloat. Yeah, it's sad that Google claims to be such a huge, diversified SJW company with one of the most diverse workforces ever. They actually have received awards. Awards for their workforce. Keep in mind, this is the same workforce that in the last year lost ridiculous amounts of advertisers because their algorithms to divvy out ads on the website were giving these advertisements to terrorists and, you know, political things that advertisers wanted no association with whatsoever. And they had no control over it because it was run by an algorithm, a flawed piece of shit algorithm. Then this awarded workforce wrote another algorithm to demonetize videos that doesn't work and regularly demonetizes the wrong videos to the point where YouTube now has to review thousands of videos on a daily basis for false demonetization. They really sound like they deserve awards, don't they? You know, people going out of business, people losing their houses, their livelihood because YouTube ad revenue plummeted because they don't know how to do their job properly. They got awards. On what fucking planet do they live? Seriously. Anyway, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into a crazy rant about it. Shout out to Ornites, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, how do you handle your hot sauce? Spicy, mild, or hot? It depends. I'll give you an example. I don't like things super spicy. I don't like things incredibly spicy. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll get something that's mild or mid-spice. I would never get something that says, oh, it's super hot. Okay. Same thing, but there's a lot of Thai restaurants around here, and Thai food has the potential to be super hot. So again, I would do like mild to mid. I would never go super duper hot. But there's some things that just aren't hot. Like, for example, if you go to Taco Bell, right, and they ask, oh, what sauce do you want? Mild, hot, or fire? None of them are hot. Not one sauce at Taco Bell is actually hot. They're all mild. It's just different levels of, like, spice. So I get the fire sauce, and it's not hot at all. It just has a stronger taste to it than anything else. Shout out to Useku, who did a 20-bit cheer. He says, what's your general opinion over loot boxes and microtransactions? I don't like them. Loot boxes and microtransactions have a place in free-to-play games because those models, you've already gotten the game for free. You've been given something for free to play. Now, if you want to advance, and you want to sink some money into the game, into the game's economy, and to support the game developers, then you could do so, but it's completely optional, right? I don't support games you've already bought, and then they want you to sink more money into. That's stupid, you know? That's your failure as a game developer to make a game that you're not going to sell enough to be profitable, you know? If you sunk too much time and resource into the game development that you sell the game for $60 and you didn't make profit, that's your fault. That's not the consumer's fault. That's your fault. You failed as a game developer to make a profitable product. So, yeah, shame on you, not shame on the consumer who spent $60, and now if you want them to actually progress in the game, they got to spend more money. That's fucking stupid. All right? So, I don't agree with it. I agree with it in free-to-play games. I don't agree with it in games that are retail games that you're paying for. Okay? Shout out to Lionheart Judah, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Lionheart Judah, for the sub. I appreciate that. Phil is my daddy did a 10-bit cheer and says, would you play LA Noire Remastered? Well, I just mentioned on the pre-stream that I would. It's not, however, it's kind of like my last priority right now, being that I know there's so much new stuff to play right now. I would not go back to do a re-release, all right? But it is something that I would consider doing. And then he did another 10-bit cheer, and he says, it's funny how the original Battlefront games 12 years ago are superior with more and fun content than the present-day Battlefront. I have to agree. I remember, 12 years ago, on PC, playing Star Wars Battlefront 1, and then I played the sequel 2, and really enjoying the multiplayer. Like, it just seemed like it was just, the spirit of the game was made for it to be a fun game, not to worry about a leveling system and a microtransaction system and all this and that. It was just a fun shooter set in the world of Star Wars, and that's all that it mattered back then. Now they've got so much bullshit going on around the scenes that they got to make this game that's so fucking, convoluted. They don't even realize that one of the game modes is innately flawed. Heroes versus villains. I mean, this is a key game mode that people buy the game to play because they like playing as the hero and villain characters, and the game mode is broken. And the idiot DICE developers didn't fucking know this. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. Quite honestly. That it's supposedly a major AAA game developer is releasing a game in a state like this, honestly. And oh, by the way, I should mention this because I haven't really brought this up at all. The game has crashed 3 times in the one day that I played it. Once during the campaign and twice when I was playing multiplayer last night. I guarantee you we're going to get more game crashes today. So it's not even like the game is polished. It's crashing on console. It's a joke. Major AAA release runs like shit. Unbelievable. All right, and shout out to Suffern189 or 187, excuse me, who did a 15-bit cheer and says, "Will you be playing Monster Hunter when it comes out?" I believe he's referencing Monster Hunter World, which supposedly I think it's coming out next year. Is it January? Yeah, I'm actually considering not only getting it, but I'm one of the people who I host, Tolomayor, he loves Monster Hunter. Okay, and I would say this, he wants me to play with him and his friend Cryotic, who is actually a big streamer here on Twitch, like really big. They're going to do a co-op playthrough of it, and they're interested in having me join them. The thing is, they play late at night. So what I might have to do is during those sessions when I'm going to join them, I may have to readjust my schedule and do it so that maybe instead of doing the earlier stream or whatever, I do like a late night stream or a late night or second stream and a late night stream and no like main stream because I'll sleep during the day, and it may screw me up. It may screw up my sleep schedule, but it'd be something interesting to do that's different, right? Doing co-op with someone for the first time in a million years, and it's someone who's actually, guys who are known on Twitch for doing this kind of stuff. It could give me some recognition. It could give me some more exposure. It could have people, from other viewerships jumping over to watch me. So I'm considering doing it. I haven't 100% committed to doing it with them, but I told them I'm interested in doing it. So, we need more details when it's coming out or whatever. But there you go. Okay, folks. Shout out to Boz2161, who did a 60-bit cheer. Thank you, Boz. Shout out to Carlos K, who did a 500-bit cheer. He says, "Thank you. Someone who speaks common sense for a change. If a game developer can't make a game for under $60, it's their damn fault. If you want to sell a game for $100 plus, it damn well better run at 90 frames per second and have massive content." Right. What it is, it's sloppy game development. We've come to the point where these game development studios have become overbloated, overblown, and they don't know how to do things efficiently anymore. So if you cannot create a functional, entertaining game for $60 that people want to buy and make a profit, that's your fault as a game development studio. That's not the gamer's fault. That's your fault. You don't put that burden on the gamer with 1 million microtransactions to be able to play the game. And shout out to Alexander Rossi, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, "The individual mandate likely being repealed next month. Rest in peace to your insurance premiums." I'm not going to get into that right now, but the bottom line is I've already locked into my insurance premium. I've already, signed up for it. So I'm good for 2018, but I don't know what's going to happen in 2019. 2018, I'm good to go. 2019, who knows what's going to happen. But I've already signed up for my insurance. It's already locked in. So, yeah, the insurance company's already accounted for the fact of what was going to happen this year and raised their premiums dramatically. So, I already have taken care of that. But you're right. This could completely smash everything with healthcare in the United States. And then 2019, everyone's premiums could skyrocket yet again. I guess we'll see what happens. All right, everyone. That's enough of that. Let's get started finally with multiplayer gameplay of Battlefront 2. I hope you're excited. Thank you again for everyone's support here on the pre-stream. All right. All right, let's do it. Sound good? Sound good? All righty then. Let's do it. Let's get some more Wookiee cookies, baby. All right.